What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Getting into this episode of GH, what an episode! This episode was amazing. Um, Alexis, let me tell you something. I'm loving this situation with Alexis right now. I'm loving it because you're seeing a side of Alexis that we probably haven't seen before. She's taken this journey that you've never seen before from her. You know, um, and I'm glad that Finn was there to help her. Not take that sip of vodka. I'm actually happy he was there to help her. But you're getting more insight into her psyche, how she thinks. You know what I'm saying? What she's going through. You're getting more into it. Um, she basically revealed that she wants Julian, but she doesn't want the guy that she wanted to turn him into. She wanted Julian to be this good cookie cutter guy, straight laced businessman, all these things. That's what she wanted him to be. But she's admitting that that's not really the kind of guy she really wants. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of guy she thought she wanted for herself. But in reality, she wants the old Julian back. Mob boss Julian, dangerous Julian. That's the Julian she's attracted to. That's what she wants. You know what I'm saying? That's what she wants. And she just can't understand why. And obviously, part of the reason is because of her father. She still has so many issues with her dad, because of the kind of guy he was, and that's what attracts her to those same type of men. You know what I mean? But I'm loving this self journey that she's on right now because she's still figuring things out. Like, why is she attracted to these guys? It's not just because of her father, but it's also something in her that likes these men. And this brings me back to a point. I don't know if anybody remembers this, but I did say this last year. I think it was over a year ago I said this. Alexis has a dark side in her. You have to remember something. She's a Cassadine. I know that she renounced that years ago and she didn't want to be a Cassadine, but you have to remember, she's a Cassadine. There's a darkness in her, the same way there was a darkness in Nicholas. You know how Nicholas always wanted to do good, be good, but there's that dark side in him that we saw in the latter part of his life. You remember how Hellena came back and everything about Nicholas changed. You know what I'm saying? He was willing to do whatever he had to do to get what he wanted. And that's something that Nicholas didn't normally do. He didn't resort to that. Blackmailing police commissioners and, he didn't do stuff like that. Tampering with elections and stuff. He didn't do stuff like that. That's more Hellena style. You know what I'm saying? Doing all those kind of wicked things. There's a dark side in him. And we were seeing it be unleashed. There's a dark side in Alexis. That's why she likes all these men that are horrible for her. That's what draws her to guys like Sonny. That's what drew her to guys like Sean, guys like Jerry Jacks, guys like Julian. That's what drew her to them. You know what I'm saying? She's been dating plenty of men also who were straight laced, that were good guys. You know how many times Matt tried to get with her and she wouldn't give him the time of day? Because he wasn't her type, because he's the good guy. She doesn't want that. She's not really all that attracted to that. She likes men who have power. She likes men who are dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Not just power, but danger. You know what I'm saying? It's that adrenaline rush. Look at Tracy Quartermain. Look at all the men Tracy married. She was interested in men like that too. Con artists, danger, because they filled her life with adventure. You know what I'm saying? Like, why you think Tracy put up with Luke for all those years? He made her life worth living. He made it interesting. He kept her on her toes. That's the same thing with Alexis. She likes men who keep her on her toes because they make life interesting for her. You know what I'm saying? Because look at Alexis's life. She lives a pretty, cookie cutter type life. She's a lawyer. She has her kids. She doesn't really like drama like that, or so she says. You know what I'm saying? She just lives a somewhat normal kind of life, as normal as one can be or can get. But that's not really what she wants. With the men that she dates and marries, they bring an element of danger. That's what she loves. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with women like Carly and all them. You know what I'm saying? They all have that in common. They love dangerous men because it's an adrenaline rush. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. You know, why you think Carly, when she was married to Jax, why you think she kept going back to Sonny and stuff like that? Because it's that rush. These type of men make life worth living for them. And that's how Alexis is. Being with Julian and stuff like that, or Jerry Jax, as much as she says she hates that lifestyle and stuff, she doesn't. She doesn't. You know how many times she tried to keep Christina from Sonny and stuff like that? But deep down, she likes that life. She likes the danger. She loves it. You know what I'm saying? She just needs to, and I said this before, she needs to embrace her inner Cassadine. I mentioned that over a year ago. I think it's time she embraces it. She just needs to realize something. You may have changed your name to Alexis Davis, but you will always be Natasha Cassadine. She has that inner Natasha in her that's raging to come out. You know what I'm saying? That Natasha wants to be released, but but Alexis Davis is holding Natasha down. But Natasha is rearing her head though. You know what I'm saying? That I'm loving this. I'm loving it. I'm loving this storyline because you know what? This is a deep storyline because you're getting her journey, her self journey to figuring out what she really really wants and what she craves and what she needs. You're getting an inner look to, like they're showing you this. I love this, yo. This is something fresh. This is what I'm talking about because we never seen this before. This type of self discovery, and that's what we're seeing, and I'm enjoying it. Oh, I'm thoroughly enjoying this. Like I said, Alexis, let that inner Natasha out. I'm telling you, I think once she embraces who she really is, oh, she's gonna live life to its fullest once she embraces it. She's gonna be a lot more happy. Trust me, a lot more. Um. So anyway, moving on from that, I love the scenes with Liz and Franco because it was real. That scene where her and Franco was so real. Liz was basically letting Franco know she has to put her kids first. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't know if she can forgive him for lying to her because at the end of the day, her children, he built a trust with her kids, and that trust has been broken because of the lies that he told on TV, him admitting to murders he didn't commit. She understands his reasoning for doing that, but at the end of the day, even if he were to explain these things to the kids, you kind of broke their trust and you broke her trust because you didn't trust her enough to tell her what was really going on from jump. And I think that's what she's even more pissed about because she's your wife now. You know what I'm saying? She's not your girlfriend. She's not your fiance. She's your wife. And in a marriage, if you don't have that trust with your partner, your husband, your wife, whatever, significant other, if you ain't got that trust, what the hell do you have? To be honest, trust is everything. Communication is everything. And if you don't have neither one of those things, because in this situation, there was no communication between them, there was no trust. When you lose both of those things, how do you get those back? It takes a while to get that back, that trust when you break it. And Elizabeth is making it very clear. She has to put her kids' well-being and their needs first. Something Franco did not do. You should have trusted her enough to tell her this. But as much as she's angry with Franco, I don't blame her for being equally upset with Jordan because she definitely was equally upset to her. But at the same time, Jordan doesn't owe her no explanation. She really doesn't. If anybody owes her an explanation, it's your husband, not her. Jordan doesn't owe you any loyalty, none of that, because y'all not friends at the end of the day. Y'all not buddy. Y'all not none of those things. But I do feel like, this is just my opinion, I feel like Jordan was a little out of line with the things that she was saying about Liz and her letting Franco move into her life and her home with her kids, and she should have picked a better fiance. And I feel like she was out of line for saying those things. Like, she definitely was. It wasn't her place to say those things. So anyway, I did like the scenes between Curtis and Stella, TJ, and Jordan and stuff like that. They listen, Aunt Stella and Jordan came a long way in their relationship, a mighty long way, and I'm actually happy about that. They all got tested to be a kidney donor or whatever. They all got tested. And it's kind of funny because Stella made a good point though. She was like, wouldn't it be funny if I was, a part of me was inside of you? That was kind of interesting though, because it would be funny, if Aunt Stella was the one to save her life. Like, that would be hilarious. Um, so anyway, moving on from that. Carly. I want to say that I hope Carly has learned her lesson regarding these situations, but I would just be wasting my breath because I already know Carly will not learn her lesson ever. She's always going to put herself in situations that are dangerous despite numerous warnings from people. So it's really no point in me wasting my time saying that, because we all know it's never going to happen. But it's like you put your life on the line and you put your unborn child's life on the line for something that you should have let somebody else handle. It was one thing when she wanted to handle it, but that was one thing though because you weren't pregnant at the time. You're pregnant, it's high risk. I still say Carly could still. I hope she doesn't miscarry this child, because at the end of the day, you got to remember 10 years ago when she was pregnant with Jocelyn, that pregnancy was high risk, and I remember she fell down the stairs. I remember her and Claudia got into a fight at the hospital. Mind you, Claudia was pregnant at the same time with Sonny's baby. They both took a tumble down the stairs. And Carly was okay. The baby was okay. And, I'm hoping this time around that the child is okay. Because she didn't seem like she took that much of a tumble compared to going down some steps. So hopefully they can save the child. But of course, Jason got to her in time and pulled her up, of course. I'm not surprised Jason was there to save her, of course. Um, Jeannie Francis, Maura West, I'm gonna tell you like this: they better get a fucking Emmy next year. This year, next year, they better get an Emmy. I'm just saying. They rocked it. They rocked this storyline. They rocked this scene. Ava was in complete, utter denial today. She was in denial like a mother. Like, it don't even make no sense how much denial she was in. Like, Laura kept telling her, the person you were engaged to, the person you've been sleeping with for months was not Kevin Collins. It was Ryan Chamberlain. Ava was not trying to hear it. She just kept saying, oh, Laura, you're jealous. You're just upset because your husband chose me. Like, she was just not accepting the fact that she's been sleeping with a serial killer. She would not accept it. So Laura basically told her, I'm going to make arrangements for you to go back to Port Charles and you can see the real Kevin for yourself and he'll tell you everything that I'm telling you. But then it set in, realization set in that she's been sleeping with her daughter's killer. I actually felt bad for her. Part of me felt bad. And the reason I say part of me is because I don't feel any sympathy as regards to the Kiki situation because of the way she treated Kiki before she died. She treated Kiki like Kiki was a bitch off the street and not her daughter. That's what pissed me off. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kiki wasn't perfect, but that was your child. And you treated her like scum before she died. You called her a whore. You threatened her. You tried to cut her out of your other daughter's life. Like, you treated her like she was vermin under your shoe. So that I don't feel bad for. But, at the end of the day, that was still her child. You know what I'm saying? And I don't wish that on nobody, even in real life. So it was just like when she realized what she did, like the dude she's been sleeping with was the guy responsible for her daughter's death. That's something she's going to have to live with for the rest of her life. That right there, in my opinion, is karma. It's a sad karma because she has to live with that notion for the rest of her life that you have been sleeping with the guy who killed your daughter. Also, you treated your daughter so horribly that you never got a chance to apologize. You never got a chance to make things right. You know what I'm saying? So that's just things that she's going to have to live with forever, which is sad, but it is what it is. You got to live with that fact that you never made peace and you did these things. But of course, when Ryan went over the bridge, they didn't find Ryan's body. So we already know Ryan is still alive. He's coming back at some point. Ryan is still alive, which I'm happy about. Ryan has brought new life to this show. I know some people don't agree, but I have to say it. This was the most talked about storyline for the last few months. He reinvigorated this show for the last 7 months. He brought it from the brink. Ratings were going up. Numbers was up. People on social media was talking about it. It was getting a lot of buzz. So shout outs to John Lindstrom. He did one hell of a job. So anyway, Sonny and Robert are still in Turkey trying to figure out this Raj Dante situation. So they're trying to figure out why Raj would hold Dante as hostage. I mean, it's simple. I mean, all you gotta do is do a quick research and you'll find out who Dante's father is. Notorious mob boss Sonny Corinthos. So of course it makes sense why he would hold him hostage, because there is something in it for him. Sonny has money, he has connections, he can help Raj out. Why not? That's the perfect leverage to have. Um, so of course Robert told Sonny yet again to let me take the lead on this because this is not your territory. You know what I'm saying? You don't know these people. You don't know the rules around here. You don't know how to deal with these folks. Of course, Sonny's not going to listen. Of course he's not. And that's what makes it worse, because Sonny has a way of making things worse. Like, it'd be different if you were in Port Charles dealing with some local mobsters. That's a different ball game. But you're in another country. The laws there are different. The rules are different. The people are different. The code is different. You know what I'm saying? Street code there is different. I think he should have listened to Robert on this and just let Robert take the lead on this. I understand that that's his child. He wants to be the one to save him. I get it, but why not just listen to Robert? That's the problem with Sonny. He don't listen. Like, he just flat out refuses to fucking listen and take direction. Because he's always the one that wants to give the orders. He doesn't want to take orders. I'm like, okay, well, if your son get a bullet put in his ass, it's your fault. I'm just... You might want to listen. Like, I'm just saying, like, you can't play by Port Charles rules in another country. It doesn't fly like that. But anyway, I believe that's everything in today's episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought. I will see you all later. Have a great day. Peace.